Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be diving into some basics of NuclearCraft and getting into a few machines. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today is going to be all about getting started with NuclearCraft and kind of the process we have to go through. Already, I am working towards getting more hellish matter. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a little bit of time for that. We do have more than just this, and I also went ahead and with deep mob learning, got ourselves some overworldly matter from a creeper data model. It's pretty easy to get these creeper data models or anything. I figured the creeper one would be the best as gunpowder sells for the most. So it'd be the best one to go ahead and get for later on. It's really nice though, because this only requires 80 RF a tick, whereas what we currently have requires 880 RF a tick. And I'm assuming that I could probably go with the blaze data model as well, to be a little bit cheaper, as this is pretty expensive for power wise and we just don't have that amount of power. So probably switching to a blaze would be a lot better, as 256 RF tick is a little bit better than 880 by default. That would allow me to get a little bit hellish matter faster, but hellish matter is going to be pushing us towards getting thorium and thallium, and we're going to be working towards getting this stuff, which is going to come from instone. It's a very low chance, but there's two different ways we can make instone. We can make it this way, which is pretty nice, or we can infuse ender pearls into instone. And I think this would be something worth pushing towards. Later on, we're going to need both of those alloys. We're going to need both of those alloys to be able to produce things in NuclearCraft. And I was kind of looking to see what exactly we needed for everything. And the main thing we're going to be needing for NuclearCraft, it's going to be crazy. We need a lot of redstone. All right, so we got to check that off. We need graphite dust, which graphite dust comes from pulverized charcoal, which is going to give us crushed charcoal. And then that needs to go through the manufactory again to produce graphite dust. And then graphite dust can be used to make graphite later on. But we need to make these basic platings. And yeah, then we need tough alloy. Now, tough alloy is its own beast. And there's going to be a machine that we're going to produce to be able to produce this a little bit quicker. Ferroboron, this stuff is going to require steel and boron ingots. Steel and boron are pretty simple to get. Steel being a little bit more complicated, as steel needs to be combined with iron, or to make steel you need iron and some form of coal. Now if you notice, the alloy smelter's recipe requires 4 crushed coal and iron. This is the alloy smelter. It's a little bit more expensive than the one that the alloy furnace requires, which this one, we don't have to have crushed at all. You can just put iron and 2 coal directly in here to get steel. So we definitely want to make this today. We want to make this alloy furnace. This is going to be a big stepping stone into how we are going to get these machines set up. And we're definitely going to need to do that. So a little bit of redstone. Some basic platings, which we talked about. It's just some lead and some graphite dust, which I'm working on graphite right now. Some copper, and then we're ready to get some, I'm guessing I'm going to try and do some automation for these things, because it's going to be a little bit difficult to make a bunch of ferroboron just on our own. So there's the alloy furnace, and just like with everything else, I'm just going to plug it in for right now, but I think I'm going to reroute how our power system is set up, so that way it makes automation a little bit easier later on. And still, we do need some more power upgrades, so potentially we can get some out of our system over here where we have some of these loot crates. These loot crates are stacking up. I'm just kind of letting them do that, as I really want something nice from them. I mean, we got a little bit of money from here. Look at that. That's always nice. But I didn't get the upgrades that I need. Now, upgrades from NuclearCraft, they're not that bad to make. You have the speed upgrades, which are going to cost more power, and of course the speed, but the energy upgrades are not bad at either. And these will kind of level everything out and make things a lot faster. Of course, you're going to require some crushed quartz and crushed obsidian. And the obsidian can be done in the manufactory, and then also can be done in the sag mill, both of which give the same amount of stuff. So both of them are pretty good at what they do. And like I said, it's going to take a little bit of time. But this right up here, this is where I really want to focus on taking coal and iron and kind of getting this and putting this to use. So I don't know how much iron I have yet. Probably not enough. So I definitely need to break some of this down. Or I guess it would be combining it into its actual properties. And yeah, go ahead and get this thing set up. So what I'm going to work on over here is I'm actually going to work on those upgrades. Because I think those upgrades are going to be well worth it. Especially since they're pretty cheap. Right? This right here just requires some redstone. So I'm going to make some redstone. It requires a pressure plate, like to upgrade the speed. And you really need to complement these with energy upgrades. So I'm going to go ahead and break down some obsidian. Looks like one obsidian gets you an upgrade. And also make some more quartz. I think we'll be ready to go. Since we're working on upgrades, I figured I would go ahead and upgrade the Stirling generator. I already upgraded it to a double layer capacitor, but I figured why not upgrade it even further to its max tier. Or, I don't think it's not its max tier, but it is what used to be the max tier, which is an octadic capacitor. So we throw that in there. Now we're getting 120 RF per tick that we're generating, and our efficiency is now 120, so we don't use as much fuel, which is great. But we're still doing mighty fine, right? These guys definitely need to be upgraded. So that's why I was working on all this. So we should be able to make these energy upgrades. I want to make the energy upgrades first, and we're going to need a bunch of gold for this. It's going to require, that's going to require a little bit of gold. And I hope that this is fast enough. Oh yeah, it's definitely fast enough. I probably don't want to use the hopper. It's probably faster for me just to throw them in. Like that. Stack at a time. The proper amount. Look at that. And we have ourselves some gold. Perfect. And of course we just throw these into here. We get ourselves some of these. And we can make energy upgrades. I think I'm going to do 5 a piece for right now. And that's all I'm really going to upgrade. At least these machines are going to have 5 in them a piece. Just like that. And then we'll probably do speed upgrades. We'll probably do 5 speed upgrades. And we're going to need a bunch of iron for that as well. So we should have the basic components to be able to start working on our different things. Such as a rock crusher, which I wanted to make a while back ago. We also have a fluid infuser. And to get the fluid infuser to work like I want to use it today, we also need a melter. So let's focus on the melter first. We are going to need nether bricks, and I'm pretty sure that I don't have any netherrack left over. And I probably should have made some in preparation. This though, I guess we can pull it out. We're going to need the silicon dioxide, zinc oxide, and sulfur. And of course, zinc oxide is zinc and oxygen. So might as well show a little bit of this. And oxygen, which we have so much of over here, by the way. I'll just grab some of that. And right now I'm focusing on getting this boron finished. We could probably finish this up here in a minute, though. Look at that. So we'll take this furnace that I had laying around here somewhere. A little bit of coal. And we'll just pop this in and get it ready to go. Let's say we need 3 of those. Yeah, that should be fast enough. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other materials we're going to need. We're definitely going to need these linear actuators. This is going to be something we're working towards later on. And we're also going to need tough alloy. So there's a few different things that we still need to do in order to get this. So for one thing, to get a melter, we do need a machine chassis. And this right here is going to be steel, lead, and tough alloy. Now, tough alloy is made from ferroboron alloy, which we talked about earlier, which is going to be that steel and boron inside of a alloy furnace. Not this alloy furnace. I'm going to go with this one, as this is going to be actually faster. So it's 1 steel and 1 boron, and we're good to go. And I have the steel built up in here. All right, we have 93 of those. I am going to use all of these, and I'm going to use the boron. That should get us a whole stack of this stuff. We throw that together. That'll get us ferroboron. And then, of course, we are going to need tough alloy, but we're also going to need ferroboron for use in other things, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's just only used in the tough alloy. Oh, yes, it's used here. It's used in these other components. So we are still going to need a little bit of ferroboron alloy left over for other things. But for the most part, we just need it for tough alloy, and you get 2 tough alloy out of this. And we're going to need some lithium dust, or just lithium, not lithium dust. And yeah, we just pull some of that out, and we can have that processed as well. So lithium, let's actually lock that recipe if I can get it fast enough. And yeah, I'll get some lithium made. So here's our tough alloy. We should be just about ready to go, I think, at this point. Fluid infuser. Let's go ahead and make some of this advanced plating. Of course, we need to make basic plating first, and we'll make 16 of them for now. And I really want, I just really want to get this fluid infuser done. So I think it's going to be an interesting way to go about everything. I'm also going to make a couple more of those. So fluid infuser. We need a bucket. That's pretty simple. Some gold, which I hope I have. And then the advanced plating. And we're going to need 4 of those for this particular machine. We're also going to need this servo mechanism as well. I don't know what that has to do with the fluid. Maybe letting it in and out. But there we go. Now, to get this to work, we also need a melter. Right? The melter is what we were going to make earlier. This also requires a servo mechanism. And the melter is going to be melting items. Melting materials? Melting materials. Perfect. So here we go. We have all of our stuff. Let's get some conduit. So that way you can move some power around. And I'm probably going to extend the power over this direction. Because there was, at least I thought there was, a way for me. I guess I put it directly underneath there, didn't I? Man, that really makes this a lot harder to move power around. Well, I guess what I could do is move my setup that I currently have here. We can always move this. And we'll get this placed somewhere else for right now. And then we'll just extend the power over that way. Why not? Awesome. I do not want to lose this specifically. Let's go ahead and get just a block to place underneath. I do not want to lose my alloy smelter that I spent all that time getting. Yeah, here we go. Okay. How would I want to fix this? I guess I could probably place some water down. And what we can do with this is just change where this is located. I think that would be the best option. And then I do want to break this and actually get the item this time. If I can do so. Oh, if I would have failed on that one, that would have been so bad. So yeah, okay. Let's not drown. Let's get our energy acceptor. I'm going to place the energy acceptor right underneath where I had it. It's going to work exactly the same. So we should be able to place it there, except for I'm going to have some conduits that is going to go underneath all this, making it a little bit easier on ourselves. So there we go. Let's pick up our water. By the way, these conduits do store in an internal buffer. So they hold 164. So you can think of this as it's holding 164 RF in each cable. And that's also like a battery buffer as well. Kind of how that works. But we can go ahead and move this along. Looky there. And that's kind of what I wanted. I want to be able to place my machines down like this. And I'm going to place my fluid infuser on this side. Right, I'm going to place this here, and I'm going to place the melter here. Just like that. And then right here, I'll place my sag mill. Okay. So yeah, these should be building up power. Looking pretty good. I don't think that these, I mean, I guess they do have side configurations. So input slot. We can specify. Maybe it can pull directly from here. So if I can go output tank left, I guess it's automatically set. Tank settings default, void excess, void all, default. Okay. So I guess that's already set. So if I put ender pearls in here, right? This should melt them down. Let's add some max speed to this. Look at it go. Well, maybe half the speed so we have enough power. And is that going to go here? Because this is supposed to accept fluid into this tank. So maybe I need to configure the sides and go, all right, input tank, input. Okay, I guess it doesn't automatically go, but that's okay. We have conduits. We have some pressurized fluid conduits, in which we can take that. We can set this to extract always active, insert, and that should pull the ender and put it over here. Now, we have that sand, right? So let's turn that into sandstone. And if we put the sandstone in here, that is going to be converted, right, into instone. So this is another way we can do instone instead of doing it the way that we were working on before. Yeah, I definitely want... I'll take all these energy upgrades. Throw them in here. Speed that up a little bit. And we got ourselves some Instone. And that's what we really need to do. We need to take this Instone, and it needs to be broken down. Of course, we are out of fuel. So I'm actually going to throw some of that over here. I'm sure we have tons of ink sacs that need to be converted. So we're going to have to kind of get in here before those ink sacs and have our stuff broken down. I have a setup here so that way it does pull the other things out. So it'll end up pulling the titanium and oxygen out and throwing them inside these drawers. And that's how we have so much EMC, is because of that method. But look at this. We are now producing Instone. And we didn't do it using the simulation chamber. We did it using the melter from NuclearCraft and the fluid. So one other machine that I definitely wanted to work towards is the rock crusher. And for that, we're going to need an electric motor. I think we have everything for that. Yep, electric motor. Some of these linear actuators, which are going to require, what, copper? I don't have copper. Guess I don't. So I'm going to need a little bit more. That's completely fine, though. It's so fast to be able to just get ingots and stuff like that. There's our copper. And yeah, we're going to need 2 of those. And everything else is just a machine chassis. And then some advanced plating. And there we go. We have ourselves a rock crusher. And I'm going to place that right next to this on this line. I'd already removed all my conduit. And we need to figure out exactly what this needs to crush up, right? I think it's just andesite and things like that. So, let's see. Rock crusher. Let's go ahead and see what this thing can crush up. So we have diorite, granite, and andesite. These different things are going to give us different materials. As you can see listed here. And I don't know if it's 100% every time. It's like mean 0.8, so it's a small chance, I guess. So we're going to have to produce ourselves some more andesite, diorite, and granite, I guess. So I'm going to throw these in here. I guess I'll use some of the upgrades on it as well. And, oh, looky there. And so this dust should be broken down into the materials that we're going to need later on. Nice. And yeah, some of these things don't look like they can be broken down, but these definitely can. And we got those pretty quick. Okay, so that can be broken down into those materials. Let's go ahead and break these down as well. And this is going to get us, I guess, the other materials. Yeah, these are all 3 materials that this produces. And there's the other materials. Nice. So now that those are broke down, we can throw that all into this, anything that can at least go in there. And we'll get those different materials. Perfect. And we'll bring those with us. And we should learn a whole bunch of new stuff. Just like that. Perfect. And I think that was going to push us towards emerald. So to make ourselves some emerald, yeah, it's pretty simple. We need beryl, this stuff right here, which is going to require these materials. I'm not making too much right now, but I just want to kind of get the recipe going. And then emeralds themselves is going to require this chromium and some vanadium, right? I think that's all that it needed. It needs 8 of this material though, which I'm guessing is going to require a bit more oxygen when producing it. Yeah, we need 8 of this specific material. Yeah. Did that get us enough? That's 6. That puts us at 9. So that should get us at least 1 emerald out of all that. Look at there. 1 emerald. So, yeah, this is going to help us get towards that cobblestone generator tier 5. And it's just a matter of just putting things together. Now, these 2 things, this is what the other 2 things I want to get before we end today. And that's going to come from the Instone. And I might just get this all processed up, but we might get lucky and get some of these items through here. Let's see. It didn't seem like we did. It's a very small chance, by the way, of getting what we want here. This right here is a 0.56% chance. I've gotten pretty lucky with other things, but not specifically this thing. What was that? Molten thorium? So yeah, thorium is definitely what we need. We got some lithium. We got everything else out of that except for what we actually needed. And I'm pretty sure the other material, which is thulium, this comes from soul sand. And soul sand is another material that we can make using the hellish matter. I don't think there's any other specific way to make it other than with hellish matter, of course. I got some soul sand. I'm going to see if we can get some of that. Hey, look, we got some. Perfect. So we got some thulium. I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced. I'm going to throw that in there. We learned it right here. And yeah, we of course get the quest for that. Now, we're still waiting on this to hopefully get lucky. Yeah, we're not getting so lucky out of that. That's okay, though. So it's probably going to take a little bit of time. I mean, it could take us over 100 pieces of endstone to get that lucky to be able to get some of the thorium. But thorium, I believe, is used in NuclearCraft. Yeah, it's definitely used in NuclearCraft later on. A thorium ingot is used for like the fusion core for Alchemistry. Also used for the thorium block. And yeah, it's an isotope. You can use it to get this isotope, which can be used as a fuel, I believe. It's like a low-end fuel. But definitely going to be used to make that fusion block as well. Definitely something we're going to need. And I'm sure that that's going to lead to something else. I don't know if this is leading to something else or this is leading to something else, because we literally have like nothing else on here, even though we're only at 66%. So I know there's going to be more. And I'm hoping maybe it branches from here or branches from here. Either way, I'm kind of interested to see what comes next. And also, we still haven't found this. Which, that comes from fish. Oh wow, that's pretty easy to get. So I'm just doing a little bit of fishing here. We caught a pufferfish. I don't know if this produces it. No, this doesn't. So yeah, if I sit here and fish for a little bit, I should be able to get at least a fish. And it looks like one fish should produce exactly that thing. I didn't even see that there. But still, that's just one more thing in our quest book to get. It should be pretty easy, right? Pretty straightforward. I'm so curious to see what else is going to come of everything. I just kind of have to make some more emeralds and kind of build from there. So there we go. We got a raw salmon. This right here should give us exactly that. Perfect. Throw that in there. And voila, we completed that. So yeah, that was pretty quick. For the most part, I don't think there's too much else other than this, which, I mean, is right here. So, you get lucky? No, we didn't get lucky. We got mercury. I don't know if I had mercury. Yep, I guess we did. So yeah, I'm just going to have to kind of get this process going, kind of have to wait for it. Overall, we should eventually get it. Really like to get it on camera, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Pufferfish, though, that gives us potassium cyanide. Carbon, potassium, wow, nitrogen. So the last thing on the docket list today is going to be taking the newfound emeralds that we were able to make and finally upgrading this to what should be the last upgrade. Right. The last one. Okay, so there's nothing that trails from this side. So that is basically it. We're at 68%. So what comes next is going to have to come from down here. It's going to have to come from this. And we are literally just waiting on it. Maybe we get lucky in this 24. Wow, that is going to take a while. Definitely going to take a while, because that was 24 of them and we still didn't get that. Look at the higher chances on everything else but this. Yeah, there's nothing else. No other way of getting this stuff. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video guys the biggest thumbs up if you've ever given a video. I think next episode we're going to bust out and hopefully find that one element. That way we can move forward and see what's going to be new and what we're going to need to move forward. Guys, hope you've been enjoying it. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.